Just 18 days before a bomb-laden SUV was found near the towering residence of Mukesh Ambani, Tariq Parveen, a former aide of the fugitive gangster Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar, was collecting part of a 10 lakh rupee extortion payout. This dry fruits trader from Dongri area had received multiple threatening calls.
एजाज लकड़ा वाला बोल रहा हूँ, मेरा आदमी परवीन आएगा, उसको देना 10 पेटी, समझे?
Unknown to Lakdawala or his collection agent, Mumbai Police's crime branch had tapped their phones and sent in a team who intercepted him red-handed in the act, arresting him. Notorious extortionist Ejaz Lakdawala, friend turned foe of Dawood Ibrahim, in jail since his Jan 2020 arrest, seemed to be running his extortion racket seamlessly from behind bars. This was revealed post the shake-up in Mumbai Police in the aftermath of the Ambani bomb case by the newly appointed acting DGP Sanjay Pandey.
Lakdawala's network includes police officers who would even decide whom to target and what amounts to extort.
Allegedly hinting that the gangster had contacts right at the top.
मेरे बॉस बड़े-बड़े IPS ऑफिसर है क्या?
But Pandey's written report was allegedly stalled by two senior-most officers in Mumbai Police and a highly placed bureaucrat. The cold reality is that extortion lies at the intersection of commerce, police, politicians, and gangsters. The Hafta Vasuli or weekly collection culture in Mumbai has a deep history that goes back to the cotton trade of the British era. However, its big brother extortion arguably came to Mumbai via Gujarat after alcohol was banned in the state in May 1960. Abdul Latif, on whom Shah Rukh Khan's movie Rais is based, monopolized the illegal liquor business in Gujarat, supplying hooch in gambling dens by giving hafta to the police. From bootlegging, he soon turned to extort money from big shots in Ahmedabad. Abdul's illegal liquor was supplied by Bombay's strongman Vardarajan Mudaliar, Anna to the Tamilians who dominated the Sion area and on whom the Tamil film Nayakan was made and later Dayavan in Hindi. Vardarajan soon diversified from bootlegging and smuggling into dog thefts, contract killings, and even ran a parallel court of justice. The three big dons of Mumbai in the late 1960s and early 1970s, Karim Lala, Vardarajan and Haji Mastan, the latter made famous by Amitabh Bachchan in yet another Bollywood film Diwar, carved up the city's territories between themselves, with each one ruling his allocated part. Clashes between gangs were not unknown, but happened without the ordinary citizen being affected. Prostitution, smuggling of gold, foreign liquor, electronics, etc., and money lending were the main criminal activities in those days. Because of very high income tax rates, 97% at one time under Indira Gandhi in the 1970s, much of the business was done in cash, giving rise to the economy of black money. Gangs took advantage of this undisclosed income, taking a piece of the pie as protection money. The amount decided was called hafta and the way of its recovery was vasuli. In the 1980s, a bloody war of supremacy broke out, challenging the might of Karim Lala, in which Dawood Ibrahim, son of a retired police constable, emerged victorious. This next generation of dons expanded into new businesses like hotels, dance bars, travel agencies, and shopping centers. Dawood controlled the most lucrative areas of South Mumbai and the western suburbs, whose long coastline provided him access to the smuggling sea routes of Gujarat and Dubai. However, rival gangs controlled some other Mumbai pockets, Chota Rajan in the central suburb of Chembur and Arun Gavli in the South Mumbai pocket of Baikala in his famous stronghold of Dagdi Chal. The sudden rise in property prices in Mumbai, especially of defunct mill lands in the city centre, led to several disputes in which gangsters became adjudicators. Sunit Khatau, the owner of Khatau Mills, was getting 300 crore to sell his 13-acre mill land in Baikala, a huge sum in those days. But the problem was that 4,500 of his unionized workers were opposing this. Khatau approached Arun Gavli, to whom he had regularly been paying protection money.
I have never missed your hafta till now. Help me make this deal happen and you will also get a cut.
Gavli engineered a coup to oust the president of the trade union, replacing him with a more cooperative candidate. Unfortunately, Sunit Khatau was gunned down in his Mercedes-Benz near the racecourse by Gavli's rivals, the Amar Nayak gang. Now add drug trafficking, illegal arms trade, fake currency rackets, and contract or supari killing to get a full idea of the expanded Hafta Vasuli network. As the geography of Mumbai began to change, in came new techniques of extortion. It was no longer only money. control or possession of land, construction rights of old buildings to be redeveloped, or becoming sleeping partners in real estate companies became some of the new demands of the underworld. Pradeep Jain, a builder from Mumbai's Juhu area, was repeatedly threatened by Abu Salim and other former Dawoodite.
Give me a part of your Dongri property, otherwise you won't live to see your old age.
In all, the Jain family paid him 60 lakh rupees in cash and gave him 3 flats in Andheri worth an equivalent amount, but not the property he asked for. Not good enough, Pradeep was shot dead by assailants inside his Juhu office. In the middle of his Tehervi, the 13th day prayer meeting held for the departed, Jain's widow got a call. It was her husband's murderer, Abu Salim.
कैसा लग रहा है?
Seemingly still not satisfied, Salim then turned on Pradeep Jain's younger brother Sunit.
अब तेरी मौत की तैयारी कर.
Ironically, it was Inspector Sunil Mane who later cracked this case. The same Sunil Mane who inexplicably went over to the other side, helping Vaze in murdering the innocent Mansukh Hiren. But there was no guarantee that Pradeep Jain would have survived even if he had handed over the demanded property to the gangster. Because in another case just 6 months later, another top builder Om Prakash Kukreja was napping in his office in Mumbai's central suburb of Chembur when 3 gangsters of the Abu Salim gang barged in, pulled out their pistols and killed Kukreja. Asked later in court why he did that, Abu Salim shrugged it off.
Kukreja was paying hafta to Chota Rajan and was also his financier. He neglected my demands. I had to do it to cut out Rajan's finances.
This period was post the Mumbai blasts of March 12, 1993. After Dawood had fled to Dubai and left the field open for other gangs to try and muscle into his former territories. New gangs emerged, like that of Ravi Pujari, who aspired to lead flashier lifestyles inspired by the film industry. Traditionally, the corrupt builders' lobby in Mumbai had been the Mafia's stable source of funding. But with the real estate industry in a slump, new sources had to be found. That was the time when the underworld put its foot into Bollywood, changing the concept of hafta. Demanding of overseas territory rights was the new form of vasuli. Give me overseas rights of your film Happy New Year. Some like Dawood Ibrahim went a step further, demanding their girlfriends be cast in lead roles.
मेरी खास है उसको फिल्म में लेने का समझे ना.
So when the producer Javed Siddiqui refused to cast Anita Ayub, the gangsters' hitmen shot him in cold blood. Fortunately, Sanjay Dutt fared better when he was paired opposite a relative unknown Monica Bedi in Jodi number 1. Unhappy with the casting, he complained to director David Dhawan.
What yaar Didi, you give Govinda a top star like Twinkle. How come I am asked to work with a B-grade starlet like Monica Bedi? I don't think I should do this film.
But one phone call made him change his mind.
अगर जान प्यारी है तो फिल्म कर ले and don't you dare hold her tightly in romantic scenes. इज्जत से पेश आना.
Sanjay now was no longer working with Monica the actress. He was working with Monica, his bhabhi. As the police cracked down on the Bollywood underworld nexus, the Dons returned to their traditional business of extortion, with music tycoon Gulshan Kumar being asked by Abu Salim to pay 10 crore rupees.
बोल देना नहीं दूंगा, मेरी मेहनत की कमाई है.
On the morning of August 12, 1997, as Kumar was on his way to pray at the Shiva temple, an everyday ritual, 3 assailants of the gangster followed him, then taunted him filmy style.
बहुत पूजा कर ली, अब ऊपर जाके करना.
Before emptying their revolvers into him. Directors Manmohan Shetty and Rajiv Rai both survived Abu Salim's assassination bids when they refused to give in to his demands. Rai, whose banner had produced hit films like Tridev, fled India to live in London. In January 2000, when Rakesh Roshan refused to hand over Abu Salim the overseas rights of his blockbuster film Kaho Na Pyar Hai, he had him shot outside his office, but luckily escaped unhurt. Producers Ram Gopal Verma, Subhash Ghai, JP Datta and many others asked for police protection. Like other gangsters before them, these dons too felt the heat and eventually fled Mumbai and settled abroad. But also, just like the others, they continued to terrorize their prey from afar. Chota Shakil, Fahim Machmach, Salim Langda and Rashid Malbari, all sitting in Dubai, operated the biggest extortion racket on behalf of Dawood through the Dubai-Karachi-Mumbai network, via their henchmen in Mumbai who would run their extortion racket for them. The Ravi Pujari gang used to handpick desperados from Mumbai's Dombivli, the Konkan areas of Mangalore and Azamgarh in UP, who carried out mostly unsuccessful but audacious attacks for just 5 to 10,000 rupees, unaware that the fear they had created allowed the gang to extort crores from the victim. The Mumbai police tried all tricks in the book, including passing draconian laws like Tada, Pota and Makoka, but the criminals used legal loopholes to escape their dragnet. Julio Ribeiro, who took over as Mumbai's police commissioner in 1982, advocated a tough policy against gangland. Mania Surve in 1983 became the first gangster to be shot in a police encounter by Inspector Ishaq Bhagwan. Other police officers such as Emmanuel Amolik, Rajan Kaddare, Keshav Shastrabuddhe, Suresh Wali Shetty, Rajan Talpade and Rajan Tambat rigorously implemented Ribeiro's strategy. The popular encounter policy was not only not questioned at the time, it was warmly welcomed as a necessary step in breaking the back of the underworld. The decade of 1990 saw the maximum number of encounters, especially post the 1993 serial blast. Probably the most famous of which was when Mumbai ACP A.A. Khan ambushed a flat in the Mumbai suburb of Lokhandwala complex, in which Maya Dolus, a trusted Dawood and his 4 associates were holed up and shot them all dead. The operation was dramatized in a popular Vivek Oberoi film, Shootout at Lokhandwala. The policy of teaming seniors with an especially recruited team of juniors, among whom was one Sachin Vaze, was particularly successful. Excused from the grind of daily policing, each team specialized in the tactics of different gangs and went after them. Gavli was so terrified of Inspector Salaskar that he would surround himself with an army of women in his hideout at Dagdi Chaul. This elite IPS batch of 83 is believed to have eliminated a combined 1,000 gangsters and was trained for their role by the highly respected former DGP Arvind Inamdar at the police training school Nasir. But this encounter strategy had its drawbacks too. The lure of easy money also pervaded into the rank and file of the Mumbai police. Pradeep Sharma, drawing a salary of around 50,000 a month, came under the radar for possessing property of around 39 crore. In 2008, Ravindra Angare was arrested after a Thane-based builder filed an extortion case against him. Daya Nayak too faced allegations of disproportionate income, being suspected of owning hotels in Dubai and assets in Switzerland, as well as having links with criminals, for which he was suspended from service before being reinstated in 2012. In 2017, allegations were made that Sachin Vaze, though suspended, posed as a police officer and visited builders, threatening them with false arrest if they didn't pay up. The police seemed to be acting like a bhai of his jurisdiction. That could be the reason why in 2008, several senior inspectors refused promotions to the prestigious post of Assistant Commissioner of Police, as they would have had to relinquish their police stations, which were their fiefdom. In 2013, another 22 inspectors from Mumbai and Navi Mumbai also refused promotion. They too, like dons before them, graduated from small-time extortion for breaking traffic rules and collections from street vendors to extracting money from bars, restaurants and illegal construction businesses. Soon extortion became institutionalized and the spoils often shared up the hierarchy, with politicians taking their share, which partly went to fund elections. The encounter policy had helped in ridding the city of gangsters. But now if cops are replacing them, then what shall be the remedy for that? Bisbo's limerick. Mumbai was once the gangsters' zone. They ruled by the gun and made the city their own. But the cops fought back and cleared the stack, only to take the place of the thugs that they themselves had overthrown.